Yo, yo, what up? It's your girl Joy, the Hip Hop Powerful, and welcome to the rap session. Yes, yes, yes. I am back so soon. Oh, yes. So today we're going to kind of add on to what we talked about last week. Okay, last week we talked about Jupiter hitting Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus. Well, the sun is following in the footsteps of Jupiter, okay, making aspects to Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus, okay, at the same 4 degrees, okay. Jupiter is in Leo, and so now that the sun in Leo is coming on in, there is a repeating theme here with the Leo Sun 5th house archetype. Okay, there is something that we need to kind of double down on, and the sun is going to get that for us. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is big up the Astro Soul Oracle deck. Okay, always here for us at the rap sessions. And so we're going to kick off by singling out the sun in its home sign of Leo. Okay, so we're going to talk about the sun as the planet or the luminary, and we're going to talk about Leo as the zodiac sign. Okay, so for this session, we're going to talk about the sun as identity and self-concepts. Okay, that is the overall governing theme of the Sun Leo archetype. Okay, so the sun is all about validation of others or from others, more specifically from others, decision making, being impressive, I guess, or to impress, rather, to impress, to express, and to perform. Okay, so we're going to go over here to Leo. Leo is all about a positive self-image, a playmate of some kind. That's why fifth house is associated with children or like best friends, like friends that you make in childhood, like, you know, like my first friend, my original friends from elementary school, blah blah blah. Okay, showy, lavish, boastful, you know, show off. Okay, outgoing and dignified. Okay, and dignified. So now that we have gotten our sun together, we're going to bring in Pluto. Now, in the previous video, I just realized now that I made a mistake because I was about to make the same mistake again. This is not a conjunction. This is an opposition. Okay, Jupiter was making an opposition to Pluto. Okay, and so the sun will do the same. Okay, opposition, half, 180. Okay. Planets in this aspect are complementary. Okay, opposition is there to for you to gain appreciation for the paradox within and the paradoxes in life. Okay, and so that also is about fostering awareness. Okay, what is it that you need to know? Okay, something that goes against, you know, the common sense or opposing facts, yet it turns out reveal a hidden truth. Okay, that's essentially what a paradox is. Okay, you're going against the grain and then boom, you find something out, you learn something new, you reveal. Okay, so we have the sun opposite Pluto, Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, and we know that Pluto is retrograde. So we're going to just bring this over like so. Okay. Can you see it? Do you see it? Yep, just barely. And so because I'm going to move it up. Okay. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So the sun will oppose the sun in Leo will oppose Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto retrograde in Aquarius on Monday, July 27th at 2:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's get into Pluto in this particular case. Okay. I decided to switch things up just a bit, but we're not going to, what is it called? Beat a dead horse. We're not going to say the same thing twice. And so that also prevented me from having to do double research when essentially things are going to be the same. So when the sun and Pluto are talking, hanging out, or whatever, aspecting each other, for the most part, it is all about a hidden awareness. Hidden awareness. Okay? You are being exposed to the not so good things of life. Okay? The dark side, the underworld, the underbelly. Okay? There's also a theme of dominant father figure here. Okay? We're going to get into that. Also, there is a potential for high self-opinion. Okay? Yes, you think very, very highly of yourself. Okay? But also there is some sabotage that's going on, like so much so is like right before you reach the goal or success or achieve, boom, self-sabotage, whether it's yourself or someone or something outside of yourself. Okay? So generally, the theme here is that your superhuman willpower, okay, the life will essentially force you to develop this superhuman willpower. And if you don't, you're just going to have a poor self-image of yourself. Okay? Essentially, you're going to be put into a space where you're going to have to do something. Okay? And it's going to have you develop this willpower, this desire to achieve. And in doing so, you are developing that muscle, okay, of a positive self-image, okay, of validation, okay, impressing people, performing, whatever it might look like, for you. And so back to the father figure. So it doesn't mean that like your dad is overbearing or what have you. Like even if your father is no longer with us, their death may essentially loom over like your decision-making process. Okay, maybe they were a large part of your life, and now that they're gone, they still have, a dominant force in your life. And so for some people, it could be a father figure who was involved in, some form of criminality. Maybe they were a drug dealer or, rob, steal just to get paid. Anything of that nature. I don't want to get into because I don't want to get flagged, essayed, KILL, somebody or whatever, all of that is a possibility. But also another possibility is that of a therapist or doing some type of psychological work. Maybe your father figure, okay, was in the field of mental health or wellness, okay? Or, well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that, okay? So let's kind of get into the story of it all, okay? So here, you are seeking some type of validation for a talent that you have, an innate talent. Okay, that is, where did I get that from? reading. So you want to express or perform or impress, some people with this talent that you have. It's something that you're really good at that you haven't really, focused on or taken seriously, but, it's just something that you're naturally good at. So you haven't, you've been taking it for granted. Okay. And so now it's time for you to create or perform or express, rather. I'm going to go with express. It's time for you to create something, to create a positive self-image around this talent that you have. Show it off, okay? Allow yourself to entertain people with said talent, okay? Some of you might feel like, if I do this, it's going to be a little fine line as far as the self-control. Like I might go to the dark side. I don't know. I might go to the dark side if I do this. And maybe that's what's been holding you back, or maybe fear of rejection from a father figure. Okay, maybe you have a mentor that's a male or masculine presenting, and you want to impress them. Okay, you want to show off, but you don't want to just do it any old kind of way because it's important to you. This wouldn't matter if it wasn't important to you, okay? So we have this innate talent, okay? This creative talent that we need to start becoming more comfortable showing off, okay? Show off your talent. It is a hidden self, okay? This opposition is to foster awareness. You may not even have known that you had this talent, and you showed it off. Oh, just real quick. Oh, it's nothing. I do this all the time. But you're impressing people that you don't even know. Like, people are seeing your work in the rooms that you're not in, but your work is there. Your work is speaking for you. Okay? So let's get into the trine with Neptune. Now, Neptune is in Aries retrograde currently. And so the sun will form a trine to Neptune on Monday, July 27th at 3:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if I didn't say this before, all of this is still in the same 4 degrees that Jupiter met these same planets in just last week. Okay? And yes, because Jupiter just made all these same aspects that the sun is making, the sun and Jupiter are going to conjunct. Okay? This is, it will be in, conjunction is a conjunction. Never mind. Scratch what I was about to say. So, here we are. Neptune. So, let's get into the trine of it all. Okay? Trines are a soft aspect or an easy aspect. Okay? A trine is sometimes about self-deception. Okay? The father as the victim. Escape from the self. Okay? Finding the self. Escaping and finding yourself. No clear identity. Ooh, yes, that's so good. It's so good. Okay? And so we have Neptune in Aries. Hold on, where is I'm trying to go to my notes here. Okay, I got Neptune. Okay, Aries. Yeah, because we just talked about the trine. Sorry. Aries forceful, driven, self-motivated, exciting, united. Okay? Obvious, but single out the strongest planet. Which one is the strongest planet right now? Between these two, I would give it to the sun. Okay, because Neptune is retrograde. The sun is also in its home sign. Okay, so all of that comes into play. So let's see what we have here. We just did Aries. Did we do Neptune? We did not do Neptune. Neptune is about holiness, charity, atonement, escape, self-destruction, forgiveness, imagination, and intuition, or your psychic abilities. Okay, that's where the mysticism comes from with Neptune. All right, so let's get into the story. The story. With the sun in Neptune, there is father as a victim, specifically relationships. Okay, we're going to have to bring that in at the end. Okay. Self-deception. You are just realizing, I, as a creative person or whatever it is that you're doing, you don't have a, I don't want to say ideology, but I think I have to, just because we still have to kind of factor in that Jupiter connection. Okay? Ideology. I don't know who I am as a practitioner of the occult. Like, as a tarot reader, like, what's your shtick? As an astrologer, like, everybody's doing astrology. Like, what type of astrology are you practicing? Are you doing sidereal? Are you doing tropical? Are you doing Hellenistic? Are you doing psychological? You know, like, what type of astrology are you actually practicing? And do you know, is it Western? Is it Chinese? Is it African? Okay, I said Chinese. All these cultures have their own astrological belief system, or system rather. Okay, and so essentially it's like, I just realized I have been lying to myself. I have been using all of this as an escape. Okay, I don't know who I am. I have no clue who I am. And do we blame the father? Do we blame the father figure? We don't know yet. We haven't gotten there just yet. I don't know who I am. Self-deception. Escape from self. I have been in denial about my gifts for a long time. So I use them as an escape to manipulate, to control others perhaps. Like, how is this going to work? How are you going to find yourself? You're going to have to find your way back. Find your way back. And now we're going to go into the sun sextile Uranus. Uranus in Gemini. I was about to say Aquarius. So let's talk about the sextile. Okay, another easy aspect. Okay, the sun will form a sextile to Uranus also on Monday, July 27th at 5:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, this will be at 4 degrees in 52 minutes. Okay, the first two, 17, 18, boom, 52 minutes. Sextile. to rebel against an authority. And in this case, it's likely the father. Okay? Sextiles give the energy as though, like, if you cooperate or go with the majority, that you are losing your identity. Because Uranus is all about the rebellion, the advancement, the revolution. And a lot of times those ideas are not the majority. Okay, let's be real. Okay? So, sextile, first off, a sextile is in Gemini and Aquarius aspect. So, this is not, too tricky. So, sextiles give the feeling of alienation for expressing advanced ideas. So for those that do tarot, think of the Hermit. Like, I said something that I told the truth, people were not ready to hear, and I was ostracized for it. And a lot of times that stops people from expressing their own ideas. We're getting there. We're going to get there. Okay. Also, a sextile is inconsistent, but truth is of the utmost importance. Okay. Truth is of the utmost importance. So let's get into, where is it? We're going to get into Uranus, I guess. Okay. Yeah, we're going to get into Uranus. Awaken. Arouse. Ooh. Interest, opportunity. That's more of a sextile. Let me see something fairly quickly. Uranus. Holistic thinking, radical insight, capacity to change. Yes, to awaken, to enlighten, liberate, change, progress, advance, agape love, inconsistency, like I said, agitation, liberation, bizarre, strange, extraordinary, all of the things. Okay? And so that brings us to Gemini. Curiosity, learning, okay, aptitude, okay, smart words here, smart words. So let's do the story here. So going back to my notes, if the sextile is saying rebel against this authority, the son, the father figure, when we rebel, we have to be prepared to be ostracized for what we're about to say or do. Okay? And in doing that, it is going to teach us something. Awaken, arouse. Oh, wait. As soon as I cut you off, oh, you change. I learned something. I'm curious to see. That's where it's going to come from. Let me see what happens if I do this. You're going to do that, and you're going to learn from that result. Okay? And so we're going to bring in all the cards. Okay. Yes. All the cards is on the board. Sorry about Frankie knocking the table. Okay. So I'm just gathering myself. Okay. So now we're here for the bigger picture, right? What does it all mean? Bring it all together. And I will also suggest that you go and watch the last 2 videos I did, because all of it is tied together. I will link those at the end of the video. So here we are. We got the sun in Leo. We are somehow having some type of identity crisis here. Oh, Dang, I should have said that for Pluto. Well, we're talking about Pluto first. The sun in Leo, opposite Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, we are having some type of identity crisis. Okay? And we can either become this manipulative person, or we can move the idea of our own self-concept forward. Like who we really are might be a little too much for people to handle. Okay, like who we truly are might just be too powerful. Our identity, we're too powerful. Like we can manipulate, we can control, we kind of have like these psychic, intuitive abilities, okay? And that allows us to manipulate, okay? If you're really paying attention, okay? So this identity crisis, we know how powerful we are. Well, I don't even want to say powerful. How successful we can be. We know how much potential we have, and we have not been living up to that. Okay? And so now, it's not that we have something to prove or we're looking to get validation from anyone or anything of that. This is for our own positive self-image. This is for us. Okay? To start having a higher opinion of ourselves. We have been hiding this part of ourselves from ourselves. We've escaped. Okay? Because remember, we're going this way. It's Pluto, Neptune, then Uranus. So boom, we hit this identity crisis, right? We're having this identity crisis. We want to be different. Okay? We don't want to go with the majority. We want to really show who we are. Okay? We want to make this decision based on the truth. And we're going to get there. So now we're here at Neptune. Identity crisis, boom, we want to be different. How do we reconcile that? How do we reconcile wanting to be different, but also like wanting privacy? Okay? Not wanting to, not that we don't want to be around other people, because we are outgoing. Okay? But you're just a little shy maybe. Okay? And so now that we're here at Neptune, right? Are we going to forgive ourselves for hiding our own talents? Are we going to self-destruct and turn into this dark shadow version of ourselves? Okay, like what are we going to do with this? What are we going to do with this? Are we going to self-destruct? Or are we going to find ourselves? We don't have an identity. We're having an identity crisis because we don't know who we are. Identity crisis. We don't know who we are. I don't have a clue. And so I'm just going to rebel and do everything that's against the authority. I'm just going to be anti everything. I'm not going to cooperate, because if I do, I'm going to completely lose myself in doing that. But the truth is, you just need to be consistent. You just need to be consistent. That's the only thing. You need to be consistent. Then people will see who you really are. You will find yourself again. Finding the self. You will rediscover who you are, your identity. I didn't even mean discovery, and it's literally on the card here. It's literally here on the card. You're discovering yourself. Rediscover yourself. That's what this is. This Discovery Channel. Identity crisis. Oh my God. I don't know who I am. Rediscover yourself. Rediscover yourself. And remember what I said about the re. I have been hiding from myself. And now you got to forgive yourself for doing that. But you just got to be consistent. You just got to be consistent. And I promise you, you'll be okay. All right, y'all. See you next time. Peace.